Alright, so now we're going to show you Ames Bodywork with 5 foam rollers. Now we showed them with 10, we showed them with 3. Depends on how many foam rollers you have, what you're able to do. But again, the premise is the same. We always want to support the hips, the shoulders, and the skull. So with 5, we can have 1 foam roller at our head. We can have 1 for our hips instead of 2 like we did with 10. And then we want 1 foam roller at our heels. And again, you see how I got that there. I simply put it under the arches of my feet and let it roll out. As you can see, my whole body rolled with it, so I just want to reset each roller where it needs to be. So again, with 5, we want to have our butt supported. And as you can see, as I roll each time, I'm creating more length in my spine. It's all about getting back to a home base where you're comfortable and supported. So now I have my hips supported, my heels, my head, and I have 2 for my shoulders. Now to get your shoulder position right, if the foam roller is a little too low, you simply act like you're doing a row. So you dig your elbows back into the roller, and this will push you towards your feet. Now these dynamic, subtle movements are how you're going to create length with Ames Bodywork. Again, we always make sure our head is supported so we can relax. And then to roll ourselves up, we just press into the roller with our feet and reposition our head. It does take time and practice to become comfortable with it. But once you become comfortable with it, you should feel like you're floating while getting a massage. And it's quite a wonderful feeling. So again, each time I try and press my hands up, my body wants to roll with it. Now this is something you will notice with less rollers, is that your body moves more because it's not as supported. So for beginners, it is you have to be more cautious foam rolling with less rollers because there's less support. Again, we make sure our low back, where our elbows are, there's no pressure. We make sure there's pressure supporting our glute, our hips. And then we have a roller for our bottom of our shoulders and a roller for the top of our shoulders. Now, whenever you're actually moving rollers, it makes it a lot easier to arch your back first, because then you can just pull the roller out. If I don't arch my back, there's pressure, I can't roll. Arch your back, you can roll it down. And see here now, I have 2 rollers for my hips, 1 roller for my shoulder, 1 for my head. As you know, with 3 rollers, we can do it with only 3 rollers. So this roller here, we can exchange between our hips and our shoulders and help balance out any rotation that there is. Again, it always helps to dig into the shoulder blades to lift our hands above our head, and that just creates length in the upper part of the thoracic spine. Again, anytime we open our shoulders like this and spread our arms wide, we're creating more length and doing a lot to open up what they call the heart chakra in Ayurveda philosophy, which is one of the main goals of Ames Bodywork. So again, make sure you're supported, getting back to a base. If you need to roll the foam rollers down from your shoulder, it's easy. You arch your back and simply roll them down like that. Again, it makes it much easier to move the rollers if you arch your back first. If you're trying to move rollers under your hips, simply bring your hips up, roll the rollers down a little bit, and reset. Now these are all the dynamic, subtle movements that you need to do to create space, while the foam rollers provide the perceptual, mechanical part of the spatial medicine process. And if you keep your back pressed into the rollers, like you were pressing your back and head into a wall if you were standing right next to it, it will continue to create that pressure and pull along the spine. So again, very dynamic, subtle movements with the goal to create length throughout the spine and connective tissue. You never want to stay stagnant. The key is to keep moving and create more length in the spine, hence spatial medicine. Thank you. This has been Ames Bodywork with 5 foam rollers.